I'm live with new camera. Yay! New camera! Isn't it so good? How can I do my fun focus trick? Autofocus. Here's a funny thing. Let's try. Yes. And now it's me. And now it's a picture. And now it's me. And now it's a picture. Very exciting stuff going on here. Well, good evening. Konbanwa. 新しいカメラ買いました。Yay! Got a new camera. If you've ever seen any of our old lives, there's only like two. They were with the Mac webcam and very low quality. 前のカメラはちょっとやばかったね。前のライブ見た方わかると思います。素晴らしいですね。Anyway, we've got a new camera and our plan for the future is to make some more videos like we've been doing, whether that's travel or life in Japan or I guess mainly mending clothes or customizing clothes or perhaps something we might like to do is a little bit more about our brand. We're growing our small brand where we've been remaking clothes for a while now. So if there's anything you're keen to know about, please let us know. But yeah, I think our next step is to give some cleaning clothes advice. 通訳してもいいですか？日本語はちょっと下手くそ私。でも頑張りましょう。未来で、もちろん、良子と洋服直しのビデオも、もう一回頑張りましょう。つもりと、なんか、もっとエコの服を、洗い方も教えたいとか、リメイクのブランドも今、growing up するから、紹介、ブランドの紹介とかしようかなと思ったけど、もちろんみんな何が見たいとか、ぜひ教えてください。So anyway, tonight we're gonna go on a little journey here. If I can try to show you. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Double brandy. Hold on. Ooh. Don't want to cancel the stream. Do not want to cancel the stream. I just want to make it smaller. Cancel したくない。ちょっと待って。ライブですね。あ、これじゃない。ごめんなさい。Yes. Okay. Gonna make me small. And what I want to do today is chat with you while I'm working on Illustrator stuff. So I'm gonna try to peek here a little bit. Sorry, the cable's really short, so not really good angle, but I think you can kind of see what I'm working on here. But mostly I'm going to be talking anyway, so that's kind of the main idea. So 今夜ちょっと話しながら Adobe Illustrator でなんていうテクニカルドローイングというしたいと思います。When you're working with a factory, you've got to make these drawings. So it's been quite a long time since I've done something like this. Maybe 6 years, more or less. I have not really been using Illustrator. I've mostly been using Procreate on my iPad because, it's fun using that Apple Pencil. What can I say? But So I've been using Affinity Designer on my iPad to do kind of similar things, and it's good, but it's just not the same. It's an iPad app, and as much as I love the iPad, it's not as hefty as the computer application, whether that's Affinity Designer or Adobe. It's just not as strong. So, it's kind of a shame. I don't know why. The iPad, it's like it can almost do anything else, it seems. Why can't it just do all the things? But anyway, the companies Adobe and what's it called, Affinity, have just chosen not to invest in the iPad app as much, I suppose. Hey ho. iPad で Affinity Designer というアプリ使ったけど、なんか iPad アプリはすごいと思いますけど、ちょっと違います。なんとなく全部できないみたい。意味わからないけど。だから最近Adobe Cloud かな、なんていう Adobe メンバーシップみたい買って、もうちょっと話しながら難しい。It's hard to talk, especially in Japanese, and do this at the same time. I'm trying to get this neck perfect. I don't know how well you can see, but I think maybe I've drawn it in a bit of a weird way, so I'm gonna go ahead and try something else. I've got an idea. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I've used this. Anyway, aside from what I'm doing right now, which I'm sure is very grouping material, we are, as I mentioned earlier, working on growing up our brand a little bit more. So a little bit of history. I started my brand maybe around 2012 when I had graduated university. Not totally on purpose. I was approached by someone saying they could introduce my brand to a store in Tokyo. I don't think this person is watching, but if you are, thank you so much. That was amazing. I think when I saw the email, I thought, is that a joke? Are you serious? But yeah, I was approached to sell in a store in Tokyo. That the store would probably really love my cat, inspired clothes, and on top of that, the fact that I was using, old materials like antique fabrics. So yeah, I got that email and I kind of was like, no way, of course I want to do that. I'd be crazy not to. And so that's pretty much how I started out, kind of by accident. And since then, I sold at that store one more time the next season, and it was really exciting, but it was also really challenging. It was just me by myself doing everything, and so and on top of that, I was working freelance for other companies. I had a part-time job at some point as well, and it was getting a little bit much for me. And it was like I I could afford to survive somehow, even though London is, very expensive, but it wasn't totally pleasant, I felt. I started to think I can't imagine this getting any more than it is in terms of my brand, especially because if it does, how can I survive? I thought. And then I kind of thought, am I really having fun? Am I really enjoying myself? Is this really what I want to do? Work so hard and, be told to, this is something that happened as a company said, your clothes are too expensive. So, it's like I'm barely making money from this. And you're already telling me before I have any staff or, whatever, made my website all by myself from HTML and CSS, really basic website. But, you're already telling me it's too expensive. Like, how am I ever going to be able to grow up? I felt so. I just kind of got to a point where I felt like this isn't going to work anymore. I'm not having very much fun doing it. So I slowly transitioned to just doing freelance work, and I kind of, from that, I actually got a really quite fulfilling job working for a charity. And that, was great for a while, but a lot of the work I had to do was kind of boring, unfortunately. Although it is good work, it was a little bit boring. And again, working for a charity doesn't really earn you a lot of money. So I was still just kind of making it by in London. But again, not thinking how is this getting me forward? Like, what is the end goal? I can't see any goal other than just like survive day to day, day by day. So I just thought, you know what? I'm single. I'm not very old. And I've always loved Japan. I've been to Japan 2 times. Really fell in love with it. I studied Japanese a little bit, but I wanted to, maybe learn a bit more, and I decided to move to Japan and not do fashion at all, whether that was freelancing or working for charities or what. No more. Just totally stop it. And so, yeah, I became an English teacher. Pretty exciting stuff. And that was cool for a while too, but the fashion itch came back and I had to scratch it. So me and my husband met, and together we slowly started things up again, but very much at our own pace and mostly remaking rather than what I was doing before, which was maybe finding old garments or fabrics like bed sheets or curtains, whatever, vintage materials, and making clothes from 0 to 100. Rather, we were finding old clothes that were damaged, much like you can see here. These are some of our stock, which we've dyed and we've sewn. I don't know how well you can see. We've sewn trims along the edges and stuff, or sewn patches, or we've screen printed, or I've cut things in half and swapped things and then sewn them back together. And I've also made some, pieces from scratch, so to speak. So, has been a little bit of that too, but we kind of wanted to take it another step further, really level up. So now we are working on basically what I was doing before in London, but this time not alone. Much better circumstance, and I don't know, just maybe like life experience too. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about what we're doing. So that's why I'm making these funny drawings, because we will be working with a factory in Japan. And so I need to give them these drawings, which it's kind of funny because, well, it's always been funny to me. When you do the, how can I say, when you work with a factory, you have to give these drawings, right? And I've never understood why, because you also have to give them a sample. Well, maybe you don't every time, but in my personal experience, whether I was working for myself in London or working with a company as a freelancer, everywhere I worked, 100% of the time, we made a sample in-house. So whether an intern made it or whoever, someone made the sample, and you know that was provided to the factory. So they have this 3D garment there, and they can reference it. It's really useful. So excuse the noise. Someone's getting a light set up for me because it's dark. Where was I? So yeah, you have to give an actual sample of the garment, in my personal experience. And you, for some reason, also have to give these drawings, these spec drawings, and I never understood why. I kind of have an idea now, but I always thought we're giving you a sample, and yeah, maybe it has some notes on it, or you know, someone's drawn on that sample, like, oh, the neck's a little bit high, so make it lower, and have given the correct pattern. So why this funny technical drawing is needed, I've never really been sure, even till now. The only reason I'm thinking it is kind of necessary is because, for example, one of our samples this time, I won't tell you what it is, secrets, but it currently, the sample I made, it doesn't have a lining, but we're kind of thinking it probably needs a lining. And so we talked to the person we're working with, and I asked, oh, I'm double living. Hello. I'm live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. Hello. That's fun. Thanks, Tomo. Techman. I thought he was setting up a light, but we've made an Instagram live as well. こんばんは、Instagram と YouTube。ごめん、YouTube さんたち。英語ばかりで話しました。あ、リンダこんばんは。Hey! そう、今、ちょっと、ファッションブランド、なんていう、工場さんの話します。つまらないかもしれないけど、よくそう。今、ちょっと、なんていう、spec drawing? Technical drawing? 作ります。So, Instagram, little update. I'm working on some spec drawings for our brand, and I was just talking about how I've always wondered why we need these drawings. Why do we have to do them? If we give them company a sample, why do you need these drawings? But I was saying why I think we need them is because I have a garment I'm making now that doesn't have a lining. I made it without a lining. But now we've decided we probably want a lining. So I'm gonna give them the drawing with instructions to say, this has a lining. Sorry about it. So, I kind of understand the idea of the drawing, but I also don't. And kanpai mina. It's wine time. Also, side note, everyone, some vegan chocolate osusume. It's a little bit expensive. ちょっと高いけど1000円だよ。vegan chocolate. でも海外から聞いたからまあしょうがない高いやつ。美味しいですよ。Nice chocolate. It's a little bit. Ooh, we got light too. A little bit expensive, these Belgian chocolates imported to Japan, but vegan chocolate is hard to find in Japan, so thanks Caldi Coffee. Been enjoying those. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on here drawing. I don't know if you can. I haven't made too much progress, but まず線で絵を描く。で、半分だけして、今最後になんていう、how can I say that? このスティッチの線も入れないといけない。So right now I've just drawn the outline of the garment, but I need to add the stitch lines next. So working in half right now, but eventually I need to copy and paste it, but I won't do that until like the very last minute. Now my next issue is how to make a dotted line. I can't remember. ちょっと待って。どうやって？もうすごい忘れた。すごい久しぶり。6年ぐらい Adobe Illustrator で休みました。あ、違うな。ちょっとみんな助けて。どうやってドッテッドライン作る？で、自分のパソコンだったら多分いけるかもしれないけど、このパソコンは旦那さんのやつ。で、日本語ばかりからあんまりわかりません。What did I do? So yeah, I was just saying in Japanese. いけたかな？I'm using my husband's computer because he bought Illustrator. So anyway, the point is his computer is in Japanese. And I can, get by in Japanese for the most part, but not 100%. And I'm trying to make a dotted line. And I think maybe I've figured it out. But I will say, even though I kind of speak okay Japanese, it's really hard to use it's hard to use these apps which you're kind of so familiar with in another language, because things you thought you might be in that place aren't. I did it! Sorry. Yes. Okay, anyway, things you might think are like where you thought they were aren't where they, like, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but things are in different places essentially, and different words. So some words are in katakana and some aren't. So it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like learning to use the app over and over again. But I think I figured it out by clicking send, and I'm just gonna check. Oh, hey! Texts are good for your pattern maker. Oh, I make the patterns on my own. So sorry, I just got a comment on Instagram saying the reason people like tech drawings might be for the pattern maker, but I make the patterns myself. So that's maybe why I thought I never needed them. Anyway, so I figured it out. In Japanese, if you click sen, which means line, you can change the line to a dotted line, but I can't figure out how to change the spacing. Maybe this one? Oh man, help me! Somebody who... 誰か助かります。まあ、後で編集できるから、とりあえずそのまま頑張ります。Okay, so I figured out how to make a dotted line. I still don't know how to adjust the length of the dots, but for now, I'm just gonna do it as it is, and then I'm gonna figure out how to edit it later. That's kind of the good news about this. After you draw in Illustrator, you can still change the width or the length of the line, unlike other drawing apps, I suppose, like Photoshop or Procreate, etc. So that's very exciting. Right, so やっと作りました。ドットの線。難しかった。場所とか忘れちゃった。So I'm marking all of the places where I want top stitching. So this might be, well, most likely in the case of this drawing, it should be cover stitch machine. I'm going to be using some stretch fabric. So I'm just going to create 2 dotted lines everywhere. If you've ever had a look at a stretchy garment that you own, like a t-shirt, you most likely have seen this 2 lines of stitching. That keyboard is blowing my mind. So my friend said that the keyboard is blowing her mind on Instagram. For those of you on YouTube, we have a rainbow keyboard. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a very fun keyboard for gamers. But, well, it's like for gamers, but really it's for anyone. We do happen to play games sometimes, though. So yeah, it's a fun keyboard. Now I have to decide how to stitch this part. I've been thinking about this for like quite a while today, and I think I've figured it out, but I'm just gonna keep it a secret for now because I can't tell you guys everything. Some of this stuff is a secret. まだ全部話しないよ。まだ秘密。これ新しいデザインから。全部話してはダメ。Okay. Ooh. Also, I really hate to say it, but I am using a Windows computer. Again, I don't have Illustrator on my Mac, so I'm borrowing my husband's computer for this, and I don't know how to use Windows. Windows 全くわからない。Mac の人です。I'm a Mac person for sure. But I'm going to try not to be a dum-dum and be able to use both. Because you never know when you're going to need to use Windows. Am I right? Okay, so, I mean, this is probably not perfect, but that's fine. Oh, wait, I want to do one more thing. Okay, I'm almost done here, and I want to show you the last final magic step. I'm gonna... Okay, I might do this later, but there is one thing I'd like to do, which is imitate a overlock stitch. I'm sorry, are you laughing at me? Yeah. Okay, sorry, my husband's laughing at me, so it's nice. 今、ダナさん笑ってる。何これ。やめて。He's laughing at me. Oh, everyone, how can you do a zigzag line? That would be really great. Okay, I don't know how, but I think I'm gonna find a workaround. But I've also forgotten how to zoom in. Before, I could just do a command plus and zoom in. I don't know if that's a Mac thing or what, but I'm just using the eyeglass button now, which is kind of dumb. Oh yeah, it says on here, doesn't it? Mac かどうかコマンドプラスだったらズームインできるけど、これ Windows の問題かもしらんけど、どうやってズームインわからん、キーボードで。だからいつもバトン押して、ちょっとめんどくさいけど、I'm zooming in like this. And this is really not the way to do what I want to do, I guess, but I'm gonna remove the dotted line function. I'm gonna take my size down of the line to 2.5 and I'm gonna just draw a little zigzag. Oops. Okay. ちょっと意外と違うけど、意外と違う。それは違います。日本語間違えました。想像したよりちょっと違うけど、まあ。It's a little bit different than I imagined, so I'm going to change the... Okay, well, I understand why I just made a kind of silly mistake. My zigzag is not really perfect. It's kind of like wavy, and that's because I clicked the wrong pen tool. Oh my gosh, what a dummy. Okay, I'm just going to delete that and start over. There are 2 pen tools, and I clicked the wrong one, so that's good. Okay, let's start that over again. Okay, we've got the dotted line off. We've got our 0.25 width of the line. There we go, nice. I'm using the right tool now. I'm sure there's a much nicer, beautiful way to do this, but whatever. I'm just going to do it like this. I don't even know how necessary this is if I'm getting into too much details. There are instructions on the spec sheet to say, please overlock all of the stitches, so I think it's kind of obvious, but just in case, I wanted to draw it. まあ、ちょっと適当だけど、説明書で書いてるから多分工場さん知ってるけど、まあ、細かくて適当でやってみます。これオーバーラックのイメージかな。みんな想像してるかな。Can you imagine? This is an overlock. It really looks like a zigzag, which is not at all what overlock looks like. But I just feel like I don't want to spend too much time trying to draw an overlock stitch because I think they just know, and I'm gonna tell them anyway in the instructions. So this is just for the sake of imagining what they need to do. Hope that works out. This is not exactly on the line. Ouch. Dang it. Okay, now I just noticed because I've zoomed in, not everything is on the same line. So I'm just going to move everything over to the guideline. I don't know if that you can see that very well, but there's a line here. Very faint gray line. And I want to match everything to that. 真ん中で灰色の線がある。で、ズームインしたら全部の線合わないからちょっと直します。これは 大事なこと。There is a setting, I think, which is called the snap to grid, maybe. I don't know if that's Photoshop or Illustrator, but I haven't set that up, and I don't know how on here. Again, maybe a language problem. 言語の問題かもしれないね。ハリーズマン、めんどくさくない？ズームアウト。右クリックしないといけない？普通？それは。Is it normal to right click to zoom out? That seems so time consuming. Right, so now I'm going to show you the final step, hopefully, if I can remember right. I'm going to select everything, copy, paste, and then I'm going to flip it. Oh, not that button. Not that button either. Oh, bugger. I don't do what I want to do. Okay, there's another way to do this. Okay. Oh, no, thank you. Oh. Figuring this out together. Very exciting content here, isn't it? Okay, if I could just even do this a little bit right, that would be cool. How do you just flip something anymore? I thought it was this button over here. There's a fun button. Yeah. Okay, so in a previous life, there was a really cool button where you could just flip something. And I can't find it, or rather, I can't make it work. Oh, this looks good. Although, why does shift turn it upside down? Can somebody tell me that? I'm stretching it, and when I hold shift, it turns it upside down. I don't really need that. I just want it flipped and to be the same size. I don't know how to do that right now, so I'm just gonna eyeball it because I'm a weirdo. That looks about right. Let's just try. Okay, I'm freaking out now. What's happening? Okay. That looks about right. Okay, now I'm gonna try again. Let's bring everything together. Yay! Cute! I put it together. Woo! Now, what I want to try to do, and this really isn't totally necessary, but I want to try. Command J. Yes. I think I did it. Hold on. We're gonna do a test. Nope. Didn't do it. Do I have to do everything one by one? Okay, if you select two joints, you can press Command J and join them. And I was kind of hoping that if I selected all the central pieces, it would work. But maybe it is better to do them one by one. So I'm just selecting every point. I'm gonna zoom in here so we can both see it better. Okay, we're in a good position here. Okay. Grabbing this arrow tool. What is it called, by the way? I would like to be able to teach you guys a bit more. Anyway, the dark arrow, not the dark arrow. There's like a line arrow at the top and then the second arrow. Getting the second arrow. And you can see there's two different lines, but I want them to be the same. If I need to edit this, it would be better if they were joined. So I've selected them and then I've joined them so I can do this. Ooh. I don't want to do that though, so I'm gonna undo that. Yes! Control J. 2つのポイントを選択 選択して選んだら Command J を押して線つながります。めっちゃ便利と思います。OK。頑張ってますよ、みんな。日本語とIllustrator すっごい久しぶり。Oh my gosh. Okay. Almost. Yes. Wait. Too many clips yet. Okay. Yes. J, connect all the lines. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I think I've done them all. So, really? Right click. I just want to zoom out. Wait, what? もう、ズームアウトどうやってみんな。ライトクリックと思ったけど、ズームインばかりしてる。何これ？Someone please help me. 助けて、皆さん。Illustrator 下手くそ私です。どうも。I got it. Yes. Still stupid way to do it. But I accidentally figured it out. なんとなくズームをもう一回分かってきた。でも多分もっと早く仕方あるかな。Okay, so I think you can kind of see I've got my little text spec here. It's not totally done. There's a whole sheet that goes with it, but I've already made that separately, and I'll be honest, I don't really want to show you. It's a secret. But at least I can show you this part. Really simple, quite simple. 基本なやつですよね。でも私すごい久しぶりだから下手くそだったね。ごめんなさい。見えるかな YouTube さんたち。Yep, so I think that's pretty good for now. It's not totally perfect, I think, but I do think this plus my tech sheet with more information and measurements and stuff, plus the physical sample and the pattern and the fabric, the whole package I think will be very easy to understand. So I think that's all for now. I'm gonna say goodbye to Instagram Live first. Goodbye. こんばんは。みんなありがとう。見てくれた。Okay, that's done. Now, YouTube さんたちは見てくれてありがとうございます。久しぶりにライブしましたね。Double live, don't do that. Thanks for watching my YouTube live. It's been a very long time since I've done one, let alone upload a normal YouTube video. I'm gonna be doing more, so please keep watching out. I'm sorry we've been gone, but we're coming back. So thanks. Smash the buttons, smash the likes, the subscribes, the emails, the comments, smash it all. Thanks. こんばんは。バイバイ。ありがとう。